welcome to my political show, Count the Political Times. Today is the new season of season 5, episode 1 of season 5. Now, today on the show, we will talk about two countries, United States and, of course, Canada. Canada is my home country, so we will talk about them and across the board United States. I will get to United States and Canada, they are all interconnected. Before start the show, I want to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Now let's start. Now, as you all know, Canada is a country that's known for its maple syrup and all the etc. factors, as you know. But Canada is also known for being a country that has the least amount of international power, influence within the international community. Canada is often known to be the country that has been the cheapskate of the United States. Now, as a fellow Canadian, I know that's true. I know when I watch cable news, I barely see something that says Trudeau said something or Canada said something. Canadians barely have influence in the modern day world. Whenever they come into news, they come in news for wrong reasons. And that is the bitter reality. And now the new Trudeau administration there would have to understand this. Canada needs to do something about this issue. If Canada wants to be a superpower, they have to show more influence in the international community. They can start doing that by helping across the board United States with the environmental agenda. Now, one of the major information, one of the most headline makers was the Keystone pipeline. Now, which Canada was very disappointed when Joe Biden decided not to sort of seize it. Now, this is what, as a Canadian, I think that they should be doing. Don't invest on fossil fuels, rather look to invest on renewable energy. Focus on the future, so that Canada can be a leading forefront in the political playing field. And Canada must also be a far influential player in the international politics. And also the question about Canada, of the Canadian people. We don't see them coming out expressing patriotism as much as they should be. Canada needs a reboost in its reputation. Less of a dowry, less of a boring reputation, more of an explosive nation with tremendous skills and talent. Now, Canada is a country that has the benefits and the tools to succeed. They have welfare and all of that. So people are more sustained within the country and less risk as a person you can be. Anyone is guaranteed to have a great life in Canada, and I admire that. However, people want challenges. No youngster wants to say, when I grow up, I want to be having welfare and live myself in an apartment, 3-bedroom apartment and a steady income. No, that's not what the Gen Xers want. What the generation Gen Xers want is growth, better than others, technological advancements, doing better, rather than being welfare. But welfare is what Canada reputation. Let me say this, Canada is known to be a country for the old people, but that's fine. As a Canadian, I think for me as a young Canadian, I don't see the country as something that as a youngster I could say as a proud Canadian. Do I see them in news in the UN? No, I don't. And the Trudeau administration clearly needs to think about this. They have to rebrand the country as a country for the youngsters, the youth, not so much for the welfare people associations. That's the bitter reality about Canada. Now, the Keystone pipeline should be not concerned, but they are disappointed with the US administration. But I'm disappointed to tell you, Joe Biden will not let you go on the Keystone pipeline. So as a Canadian, I hope the Canadian administration will do a lot better on the decisions, because they will have to invest in renewable energy. Now, Canada has a major fact. Now, Canada is being known for its energy resources as a big player in the fossil fuels sector. They have been a big player, and Canada for years have been influenced on that, no doubt. But Canada, what they could do is invest on renewable energy, things like solar power and all others. And those things will give Canada a wonderful reputation, backed up with their welfares and stability, life incomes for every person in the country. That would be a very good decision. And with wonderful health care, I'd rather be sick in Canada than the United States. And that's the reality. And if you think about it, Canada has the full potential to be a great country, a powerhouse. But it needs to do a lot better. But now moving on from Canada, now let's get to the United States. Now, the United States so far at the moment, now as you know, 10 Republicans went on to see Joe Biden. Now, was the COVID relief package. Now, they offered 600 billion or 600 amount or something. That is way less than the Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion package. And that kind of shows you that the Republicans are not playing ball. However, there is a positive sign within. As I said, with Canada, there is a positivity. The positivity is that these 10 Republicans who had the conversation with the US President Joe Biden showcases that they want to be in the negotiation table. Maybe it's not for the COVID-19 relief bill, but for many other topics, I do believe the Republican Party would work together. But before none of that, the Republican Party must find its soul, its dignity, and its lost passion for standing up against the Democratic Party. At the moment, they have no moral background to stand up against the Democratic Party because they have conspiracy theorists in their party. And of course, if you can't expel or get rid of someone who's conspiracy theorist and stalking and virtually harassing these people who survival of the shootings, telling them it doesn't happen, it doesn't work. That's wrong, because that shows the Republican Party has no morale, and they have to find that back. Otherwise, there is no need for opposition in this country. There is no need, because there is no requirement for that one. Now, of course, one of the key agendas is the job employment. Now, this includes major bill payments and over $2,200 and above. Now, this is a major thing for the American people who are under the pandemic to put food on their table, and of course other factors in mind. And for small businesses, it's tremendously important. Now, the Republicans have set a major impact detail that people who have more than $60,000, $50,000 or above, or $100,000, they should not be receiving the benefits of this. Now, I agree with that personally. I think people who are earning three-figure incomes should not be getting the benefit of this. However, you can't balance something like that in the modern day world because it's too much of a hassle at the moment. The country needs it, and unfortunately, it needs it. And that's why that's why Republicans should support this bill. I don't think they are in their senses, but they really should. Now, one of the major situations in Myanmar, as you know, there's a military coup in Myanmar, overthrowing the government. Now, they're talking about unproven election fraud. Very similar to the United States, isn't it? When Trump said he won the election when he hasn't. So this showcase, now many criticisms go towards the previous government in Myanmar for not staying strong enough for doing it. But to be really fair, it was an illusion of democracy in Myanmar. Let's be clear, it was an illusion rather than a truth. I mean, let's be frank, the military, you think, was going to be happy seeing a normal civilian government taking more power? I don't know who was getting fooled. People of Vietnam should have realized a long time ago. Right now, Vietnam is under a military dictatorship once again. That's once more the point. As the international community condemns all, I don't know how much that will work. As we know, the classic path line, they say free elections, and then the free elections becomes election with fraud, they win, job done. I mean, this discussion doesn't even matter because we know what happens in Vietnam. So, to be fair, you get my point. Now, today I'm going to end the video. Before that, I want to say hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Thank you very much for joining me on this show.